Crowds packed shoulder to shoulder along the mall thought they were there to salute the king, but instead they found themselves roaring at the smallest prince who turned the regal procession into his own improved show. 7-year-old Prince Louis didn't simply wave from the carriage, he roped his usually composed big brother into a laugh fest that cracked the royal facade wide open. London had woken to perfect parade weather on the 14th of June, 2025, the day of Trooping the Colour, King Charles III's official birthday spectacular. Scarlet tunics flashed, cavalry trumpets glittered, and more than 1,400 soldiers fell into step. Tradition says this is the monarch's moment, a postcard of discipline and ceremony beamed worldwide. Yet the instant the Welsh family's horse-drawn landau swung out of Buckingham Palace, the camera lenses pivoted toward two boys on the rear seat who looked far more interested in joking than marching. Observers first noticed Prince George tilt toward his younger sibling, shoulders shaking, as if Louis had told the private punchline of the century. A lip-reader's clip later went viral, claiming Louis whispered, "Do we wave now?" and George, fighting a grin, shrugged, "If you dare." Seconds later the entire left side of the carriage erupted in double-handed waves, cheeky eyebrow raises, and a mock-dramatic hair flip from Louis that mirrored his brother's well-practiced royal gesture only 10 times bigger. You could almost hear every parent on the route thinking, "Mine do exactly the same." Behind the boys, Princess Catherine wore a serene smile that hinted at equal parts pride and here we go again. Just 3 months after announcing her cancer is in remission, the Princess of Wales returned to public life looking radiant in porcelain blue. Her daughter Charlotte matched her perfectly blue and white dress, hair ribbon tied with military precision, studying her brother's antics with the air of someone torn between sisterly scolding and full-on giggles. The carriage rolled past the Victoria Memorial, cheers bouncing off the marble. Louis leaned forward, eyes widening as the RAF flypast thundered overhead. He punched the air like a mini flight captain, echoing last year's spontaneous salute that had melted the internet. George, suddenly the conspirator, covered his mouth to hide laughter and failed. It was the kind of unfiltered sibling moment usually captured at a family barbecue, not a state occasion broadcast to millions. Meanwhile on horseback, Prince William maintained cavalry posture, saluting crisply as the regimental band struck up God Save the King. Yet even from his vantage he couldn't resist glancing toward the landau every so often. Loyal lip-readers swear they caught him mouthing, "Steady, Louis," though whether the advice landed is anyone's guess. 10 paces behind rode Princess Anne and the Duke of Edinburgh, veterans of royal routines who know that whenever Louis appears, predictability exits. Those who track royal social media metrics were ready. Within an hour, the #LaughingHairs sprinted past 1 million views on TikTok, gifs of George's suppressed snort looping beside Louis' over-the-top hair toss. One clip even scored a like from a Hollywood comedian who joked, "Someone cast these two in a buddy movie," working title, Operation Crown Jewel. For analysts of the monarchy's soft power strategy, the episode was a masterclass in relatability. Recent polling shows that among Gen Z in Britain, moments of candid humor score higher approval than balcony formality by a margin of 62%. The royal household may choreograph every trooper's footstep, but they simply can't script a 7-year-old's mischievous grin, and that spontaneity, paradoxically, is becoming the crown's most valuable currency. This isn't Louis' first headline heist. In 2023 he wowed the nation by miming a pilot during the flypast, complete with imaginary joystick. A month ago he was spotted brushing dust from his father's uniform, then rolling his eyes mid-ceremony as though to say, "Dad, the medals are fine." Each incident adds to a growing archive of Louis highlights compilations that rack up millions of views, outpacing formal speeches by a royal mile. Yet this year's twist is George, a future king, joining in. The 9-year-old has long carried the weight of expectation, mastering the polite nod and carefully timed wave. Watching him crack up beside his brother offered a glimpse of childhood the monarchy rarely allows the public to see. Royal commentator Dr. Amora Singh summed it up on a live broadcast, "What we witnessed was not breach of protocol but proof that the crown still beats with a human heart." Behind the laughter, the spectacle rolled on. More than 200 horses clattered onto Horseguards Parade, plumed helmets glittering beneath merciful sunshine. The massed bands, 10 in total, layered brass over snare drums until the cobblestones trembled. When King Charles and Queen Camilla appeared in their own carriage, they received a thunder of applause. The monarchy's senior generation projected dignity, the junior generation projected delight. Together they formed a picture even the most seasoned palace warden couldn't have choreographed. Camera crews caught another jewel. As the national anthem finished, Louis leaned sideways and theatrically saluted George, who answered with a mock-solemn bow. Charlotte rolled her eyes in perfect middle-child fashion, then flashed a proud smile at her mother. Catherine, ever the strategist, let the moment breathe, no stern correction, just quiet encouragement framed by that now-famous composure. From the crowd's perspective, the carriage looked like any glossy magazine cover royal family, version perfect. But our vantage zooms closer. 2 boys, one missing a front tooth, the other entering those awkward preteen years, both navigating the strangest childhood on earth. One day their reality involves sword arches and trumpets, the next, homework and sibling squabbles. They're living a tale older than Westminster Abbey, yet their interpersonal language remains playground universal. Inside jokes, exaggerated hair flips, daring each other to wave first. By midday, newsrooms globally had clipped the footage, each adding its own spin. American anchors labeled Louis the royal class clown, while Australian morning shows dubbed George the newly crowned Chuckle Prince. In France a commentator remarked, "Le futur roi semble adorer l'esprit farceur," the future king appears to love mischief. Whether in English or French, the takeaway was clear. Authenticity travels. Numbers back that up. Engagement spikes on official palace channels show a 48% increase on posts featuring candid child moments versus strictly ceremonial images. Advertisers pay fortunes chasing that level of organic reach. The Windsor children do it with a raised eyebrow and a grin. The scene also underscored Catherine's return to frontline royal duty. Her public battle with cancer and swift remission have elevated her to symbol status, resilience in a hat and heels. Saturday she rode through London renewed, a living testament that even in a gilded world, human fragility touches everyone. Viewers online commented that seeing her laugh at her sons felt like a victory lap for every family fighting illness. As the salute concluded and soldiers formed ranks for dismissal, Louis made one last mischief check. Spotting a cameraman zoomed in, he pretended to polish the brass buttons on George's blazer, exaggerating the elbow grease until George giggled and shoved him lightly. The crowd's cheer suggested they were ready to follow these mini-royals on whatever adventure came next. Why does all this matter beyond adorable clickbait? Because Britain's monarchy stands at a generational crossroads. Charles III champions continuity through tradition, William and Catherine chart modern relevance through openness. Their children, intentionally or not, are the bridge, proof that duty and delight are not mutually exclusive. In a world where institutions struggle to appear genuine, the crown just gained 2 pint-sized ambassadors of spontaneity. Expect ripple effects. PR consultants whisper that Louis' cameo could soften younger demographics in Commonwealth realms debating republicanism. Social media strategists predict fresh merchandise. Team Louis tees already trend among unofficial sellers. More seriously, historians note that small, unscripted flashes often cement public affection long after rulings and reforms fade. So where does that leave us? Cue the slow-motion montage, scarlet ranks parting like a theatre curtain, trumpets fading, brothers still whispering jokes as the carriage disappears under palace archways. Somewhere behind those gilded gates, we imagine Charlotte delivering the inevitable big sister verdict. Next year, try not to get us grounded. Cut to black. If moments like this make you smile, hit subscribe and join us for every royal curveball, because with Prince Louis on the scene, you never know when tradition will turn to comedy gold. A faint echo of drumbeats still hangs over Whitehall this evening, but the laughter lingering in the air feels louder. Something tells me the next balcony appearance will come with even bigger punchlines. Prince Louis hijacks King's parade, George can't stop laughing. George and Louis steal the show at Trooping the Colour. Royal parade upstaged by tiny prankster Prince Louis. Future King breaks character in hilarious carriage moment. Watch Louis turn tradition into comedy gold.